What would happen if you lost power for 90 days? What would you eat? No stove, no stable water, no time to prepare. You open your pantry. It is still full. But after a few days, you start to realize something. You have food, but you cannot use it the way you think. Everything you are used to, cooking, storing, preparing, disappears all at once. You are still buying like normal, but what you buy today may not be usable when you actually need it in this video. You will discover 15 foods you should start stockpiling right now. Not to eat for comfort, but to sustain yourself when everything stops working. And item number 7 on this list. Many people already have it at home, but they are using it completely wrong. When they need it most, they realize it does not help them the way they thought. Watch until the end. Because this is not just about food. This is about how long you can keep going when everything around you stops working. 15. Clean water/water filtration. The silent king, you will die of thirst before you ever get hungry. You can open your kitchen and see it full of food, but without water, almost all of it becomes useless. You are not lacking food. You are lacking the conditions to use it. Your body does not collapse instantly. It collapses gradually. You stand up and begin to feel dizzy. Your mouth dries out. Your reactions slow down. You try to think, but your mind is no longer clear. You still have food around you, but you no longer have the ability to eat, digest, or absorb it. And that is when you realize something very clearly. Without water, you cannot use anything at all. That is why water always stands in the number 1 position. It requires no electricity, no cooking, yet it determines whether you can continue or stop. In a prolonged power outage, the real value of water is not in quenching thirst, but in keeping your body functioning long enough to use what you have prepared. You can have everything, but without water, you cannot use them properly. Without water, you cannot digest, cannot absorb, cannot sustain. You may have plenty of food, but within 72 hours without water, it all becomes something you cannot use. And here is the biggest mistake. Many people stockpile a lot of food, but have no plan for water. They prepare to eat, but do not prepare the conditions for their body to actually use what they eat. When the system stops working, they are not lacking supplies. They just cannot use what they have. Storing water is not complicated, but it must be done correctly. Always use sealed containers. Keep them in a cool place and away from direct light, because heat and light will quietly degrade water quality over time. Do not reuse thin plastic bottles too many times, as they are not designed for long-term storage. When using water, do not wait until you feel thirsty. Divide your intake throughout the day. In this situation, you are not drinking to quench thirst. You are drinking to avoid collapse. If you want to save resources, you can use tap water, boil it, let it cool, then store it properly. And if possible, prepare a portable water filter. It is not a convenience. It is a survival option when all other water sources are gone. You can lack many things, but if you lack water, you will never have the chance to use anything else. And water is only the beginning. Because right after that comes the thing that determines whether you can survive the first 48 hours or not. 14. Electrolyte powder. The thing that keeps you from collapsing. You already have water, but you can still become exhausted. You drink, but you do not recover. You are still tired, still slow. And that is when you realize your body is not just losing water, it is losing what allows water to function inside you. This is when electrolytes become essential. Their role is not just hydration. They help your body absorb and retain water, especially in dangerous situations like high fever, diarrhea, or rapid dehydration. In those moments, you are not just losing water, you are losing control of your body. And if you do not replenish correctly, you can collapse very quickly. The value of electrolyte powder lies in its simplicity. You only need water to use it. No electricity, no cooking. But in your weakest moments, it can be what keeps you stable enough to keep going. You can drink a lot of water, but without electrolytes, your body will not retain it. You will continue to lose fluids and weaken little by little. The biggest mistake is waiting until you are severely dehydrated before using it. By then, you are already past the point of stability, and recovery will be much slower than you expect. The correct way to use it: dilute it, drink in small amounts. Do not consume it all at once. The goal is not immediate recovery, but to prevent your body from dropping further. You have water, but if your body cannot retain it, you will still collapse. And in the worst situations, electrolytes do not just make you stronger. They may be what helps you get through when your body begins to lose control. 13. Fiber powder, the thing that keeps your system from shutting down. You have maintained hydration. You have maintained energy. But after 2 to 3 days of eating canned and dry foods continuously, another problem begins to appear. You are still eating, but your body feels heavy, bloated, slow, uncomfortable. You no longer feel light like before. And that is when you realize you are not lacking food. You are unable to process it. The role of fiber powder is not to supplement for completeness. It keeps your digestive system functioning when you no longer have fresh vegetables or natural foods. When you rely on beans, canned meat, and dry foods, your body starts losing its ability to process them normally. And the important thing is, this problem does not happen immediately. It comes slowly, but steadily. By day 3 or 4, you will start to feel it clearly. You eat, but you do not feel light. You have energy, but you are not comfortable. You begin to lose rhythm. This is the point many people overlook. You may have enough calories, but your body cannot use them. The correct way to use it is simple but must be done properly. Each day, just 1 to 2 small scoops, mixed with water, taken consistently. Not a lot, but consistently. And it must be taken with enough water. Otherwise, you are not helping your body. You are making it heavier. The biggest mistake is not preparing fiber from the beginning. You think food alone is enough. But after a few days, your body starts to stall. Not because you lack food, but because your internal system is no longer functioning properly. You can have water, energy, food, but if your body cannot process what you eat, you will still weaken. And that is when you understand one thing clearly. Your body does not collapse from lack of food. It collapses because it cannot process what you put into it. 12. Pureed food, baby food. The thing you can still eat when you have no strength. You have maintained energy. But at some point, you no longer want to eat. Not because you have too much food, but because your body no longer has the strength to eat it. After a few days of fatigue, lack of sleep, and constant dry food, you begin to feel it clearly. Dry mouth, difficulty swallowing. You look at food, but you do not want to eat. Sometimes you even put food in your mouth and then put it down again. I have been in that state. Not in an extreme situation, but enough to realize one thing. When your body is exhausted, You do not eat based on logic anymore. You eat based on ability. And sometimes, you simply cannot swallow. That is when the real problem begins. You may have enough food, but you cannot eat it. This is when pureed food becomes what you need. Its function is very simple: to provide energy in the easiest form to consume. No chewing, no preparation, no strain on the body. When you are exhausted, when you no longer want to eat, this is something you can still take in. Its value is not in taste or complete nutrition, but in usability. In your weakest moments, this may be the only thing you can eat. You open it, eat it directly. No tools, no time needed. The biggest mistake is only preparing normal food. Dried meat, canned food, hard foods, all are fine when you are strong. But when you are weak, they become useless faster than you think. Use it as soon as you begin to lose your appetite. Do not wait until you are completely exhausted, because by then, getting energy into your body will be much harder. The most important point: this is not the food you use first. It is what you need when everything else stops working. You can have water. You can have food. But if you cannot eat, you will still weaken. And that is when you understand one thing clearly. It is not that you lack food. It is that you no longer have the ability to use it. 11. Powdered milk. The energy your body still accepts. You already have something to eat when you no longer want to eat. But then there comes a point. The problem is no longer whether you eat or not, but how much your body can still take in. After a few days of fatigue and irregular eating, your body begins to react differently. Things that were once normal, meat, canned food, dry food, now feel heavy. That is when powdered milk becomes useful. It is not strong, not dense like other foods, but it goes in. Liquid, light, easy to take in, even when your digestive system is weak. It provides energy and protein in a way your body can still absorb without strain. Each time, mix about half a small cup, drink slowly in small sips. You do not need much, just enough to keep your body from dropping. You can use it 1 to 2 times a day depending on your condition. Use it when you start to feel slower when eating, lose your appetite quickly, or feel uncomfortable after eating, especially after a few days of dry or canned food. This is when you should switch to something lighter. A common mistake is mixing it too thick to get more in. But when your body is already tired, thick mixtures become harder to drink, more tiring, and you are more likely to stop halfway. Another mistake is waiting until you are completely exhausted. By then, your ability to absorb has already dropped significantly. Powdered milk does not require cooking, only water. But unlike water or electrolytes, it carries something your body needs to sustain itself: absorbable energy. And the important thing is, you do not need stronger food. You need something your body still accepts. You may have plenty of food around you, but if your body cannot absorb it, you will still weaken. And that is when you realize the problem is not what you have. It is how much your body can still use. 10. Canned coconut water. The thing that lifts you before you collapse. You do not always realize you are dehydrating. There is no clear warning. You just start to get tired faster. Your thinking slows down. Your body feels slightly sluggish. You are still functioning, but not like before. That is when your body begins to drop, and if you ignore this stage, things will go downhill faster than you expect. Coconut water works right at that point. It is not just water. It carries natural electrolytes that help your body retain fluids and recover more quickly. Unlike plain water that simply passes through, coconut water helps your body maintain stability. You just open it and drink. No mixing, no preparation. When you start to feel tired, a small amount sipped slowly is enough to stop your body from dropping further. The mistake many people make is treating it like a regular drink, consuming it based on feeling rather than timing. By the time they realize their body is weakening, they have already missed the most important window. Some people drink a lot of plain water without replenishing electrolytes, and the result is the same. Still tired, still slow, still not recovering. Coconut water is not something you use when you are already exhausted. It is what keeps you from reaching that state in the first place. You do not wait until you collapse to act. You keep yourself stable before things go wrong. Just store it in a cool place. Avoid prolonged heat to maintain its quality. You can have water, you can have food, but if you cannot maintain your body's stability, you will still decline. And that is when you realize it is not just about drinking, it is about replenishing the right thing at the right time. If you could choose only one thing to keep your body from dropping on the first day, would you choose plain water or coconut water? 9. Canned sardines. Soft protein when your body has no strength. Sardines are a source of protein you can rely on when hard, dry, or difficult to chew foods become less usable. Their value is not just in protein, but also in the fats that help maintain stable energy. Unlike many dried meats or tough foods, sardines are soft, easy to eat, and do not put pressure on your digestive system when your body is exhausted. You can open and use them immediately. No cooking, no preparation, no tools required. In a power outage or when you no longer have the strength to handle food, this is one of the few protein sources that still works effectively. Storage should be simple but precise. Always keep them in a cool place and avoid prolonged heat. Many people leave canned food in cars or hot areas, which does not spoil it immediately, but gradually affects quality in ways you may not notice. The way to use it is direct. Eat straight from the can, or combine with tortillas to make it easier to eat and create a more complete meal. When your body is weak, this combination helps you swallow more easily without much preparation. A common mistake is focusing only on strong protein sources like dried meat, while ignoring something more important: the ability to eat it when you are tired. When the time comes, you have protein, but you cannot use it. You do not need more. You need the right form of protein that your body can still accept when you are not at your best. And that is when you realize it is not that you lack protein, it is that you cannot eat it. 8. Canned chicken. Canned chicken is not a strong protein source, but it is the type your body can still accept when it is already tired. About 100 grams provides 22 to 25 grams of protein, low in fat, lighter than red meat, helping you absorb it without feeling heavy. An unopened can can last from 2 to 5 years, but what really matters is not the number, it is the temperature. If you store it in hot places like a car or near a stove, the quality will gradually decline without you noticing. You still eat it, but your body no longer receives the same value as before. A common mistake is choosing versions that are too dry. When your body is exhausted, these become harder to eat than you expect, causing you to eat less and slowly lose strength without realizing it. In reality, you do not use canned chicken to feel full, but to keep your body from dropping. You can eat it directly in small amounts, or combine it with soft bread to make it easier to swallow. You do not need much, just enough to maintain. In the end, the issue is not whether you have protein, but when your body starts to weaken, what kind of protein you can still eat. 7. Canned beef. After a certain point, Your body begins to weaken more clearly. You stand up slower, your movements are less stable, and a sense of weakness starts to appear. This is no longer about whether you can eat or not, but whether you still have enough strength to keep going. This is when canned beef becomes important. It is not as light as chicken, but it provides what your body begins to lack: iron and sustained energy. About 100 grams provides 25 to 30 grams of protein, along with fats that help maintain strength for longer. This is not for eating until full, but to prevent your energy from dropping over several hours. An unopened can last from 3 to 5 years, but like other foods, temperature is the deciding factor. If stored incorrectly, the fat inside can change. You can still eat it, but the energy will no longer be stable. You may just feel a bit more tired, a bit slower, and that is how your body declines without warning. The biggest mistake is choosing options that are too salty. When your body is dehydrated, high sodium will make you thirstier and lose balance faster. Another mistake is choosing meat that is too tough, because when you are tired, anything you cannot eat is essentially useless. The way to use it is simple. Eat it directly in small portions, and you can combine it with bread or starches to maintain energy longer. You do not need a lot. You need the right timing. In the end, canned beef is not for when you are strong. It is what helps you not collapse when you start to weaken. 6. Ready-to-eat soup if tomorrow you lose power completely. Where will you get water to keep your body functioning? That is a question many people do not think about until their body starts declining without a clear reason. You still have food, but your thinking slows down. Your reactions weaken. Not because you lack calories, but because you are not taking in enough water. And here is the danger. You can have plenty of food, but still weaken hour by hour. In that situation, ready-to-eat soup is no longer just a convenience. It is one of the few things that provides both water and energy at the same time, without requiring any conditions. You do not need to cook. You do not need to prepare. You just open it and use it. A can last from 2 to 5 years. But shelf life is not the most important factor. Temperature is what matters. If you store it in hot places for long periods, the quality inside will gradually decline without you noticing. You still eat it, but your body does not recover the way you expect. And there is one detail many people overlook. Many soups contain high levels of sodium. If you use them at the wrong time, especially when your body is already dehydrated, you may feel even thirstier afterward. This is not the food's fault. It is how you use it. In reality, you do not use soup to feel full. You divide it throughout the day, taking small amounts to keep your body stable. The biggest mistake is choosing types that require mixing. When you do not have clean water or cannot heat anything, those become almost useless. The issue is not how much food you have. It is what still works when your body starts to decline. 5. Canned fruit during long sea voyages that lasted for months. What kept sailors from collapsing was not food, but the water they carried. Your body can handle hunger, but with just a lack of water, everything starts to change very quickly. You do not collapse immediately. You simply slow down. Your reactions weaken. Your thinking is no longer clear. And that is when you begin to lose control without realizing it. In that situation, canned fruit is no longer a dessert. It is a safe source of water that you can use immediately. Each can contains not only fruit, but also liquid, along with natural sugars that help your body absorb it faster. And here is what many people overlook. You may be able to eat, but you cannot maintain mental clarity. That is what goes first. A can can last from 1 to 3 years if stored properly. But like all foods, temperature is the deciding factor. If stored in hot places, the value will gradually decline without you noticing. A common mistake is eating the fruit and discarding the liquid. In reality, that liquid is what your body needs most. And another small but important detail: if you choose fruit packed in heavy syrup, you may feel thirstier afterward. Fruit packed in water or natural juice helps your body stay more stable. In practice, you should use both the fruit and the liquid, dividing it throughout the day to maintain stability. Not to feel full, but to prevent decline. This is not just food. This is what keeps your mind clear when your body starts to weaken. 4. Canned beans provide fiber and protein, two elements that keep your digestive system functioning when you no longer have fresh vegetables. When your digestive system is still working, your body can still use what you eat. Without it, you may have enough calories but cannot convert them into energy. This is a point many people overlook when stockpiling food. A can of beans can last from 2 to 5 years if stored properly. What matters is not the expiration time, but the environment. Canned beans should be kept in a cool, dry place, away from moisture and high heat. If placed directly on damp surfaces or in hot areas, the can may be affected gradually without you noticing. When opened, it may still look normal, but the quality is no longer the same as before. A common mistake is not preparing beans from the beginning or focusing only on high-protein foods while forgetting fiber. Another mistake is eating too much too early when your body is not used to it, which can cause discomfort and make you avoid using it later. The correct way is to consume small amounts consistently, either directly or combined with other protein sources, to create a more digestible meal. Beans are not the kind of food that makes you feel strong immediately. They are what keep your internal system running. When your digestive system stops, everything you eat afterward becomes meaningless. And that is when you realize the issue is not how much food you have, but whether your body can still use it. 3. Oats. Many people think oats must be cooked, but in reality, that is exactly why they cannot use it when needed. Oats can be eaten cold, requiring only water and time. When you have no stove, no electricity, do not want to create odors or spend time preparing, this is one of the few foods that still works. The value of oats is not in providing quick energy, but in maintaining stable energy. It helps prevent blood sugar from spiking and crashing, keeping your body functioning steadily for hours. This is especially important when you do not have full meals or need to stay active for long periods. A pack of oats can last from 1 to 2 years if stored in a dry, sealed place away from moisture. But what matters is not time, it is water. Oats absorb water very strongly. If you do not have enough water to soak them, you are storing something you cannot use. Worse, if you eat them while dehydrated, they can make you thirstier and cause your body to decline faster. Another mistake is allowing oats to become damp before use. They do not spoil immediately, but they lose texture, become harder to eat, and when you are already tired, you will not want to use them. This turns a stable energy source into something unusable. The way to use them is simple. Just add water, wait for a period of time, and you can eat them directly. Combining with honey or canned fruit makes them easier to consume and improves effectiveness. You do not need much, just enough to keep your body from dropping. Oats are not what make you stronger immediately. They are what sustain you over time. And in a prolonged situation, stability matters more than any short burst of energy. 2. Honey. You can have enough food, but still collapse before running out. Not because you lack calories, but because you do not have something that delivers energy into your body immediately when needed. Honey exists exactly at that point. It requires no cooking, no preparation, and is barely affected by time if stored, sealed. A jar of honey can last for years without spoiling. This is one of the few foods you can rely on when everything else begins to change. The real value of honey is not in its sweetness, but in the speed of absorption. When your body drops in energy, you do not have time to wait or go through complex digestion. A small amount of honey can enter your system quickly and help you return to a stable state. But there is one thing many people overlook: if you use too much at once, your energy will spike quickly and then drop just as fast. This makes your body more exhausted instead of better. The correct way to use it is in small amounts when you begin to feel your energy dropping, not when you are already exhausted. But at the first signs, this helps you stay stable instead of trying to recover when it is already too late. Storage is simple: just keep it sealed, avoid moisture, and do not leave it open too long. One small detail is that honey may crystallize over time, but that is not spoilage. It is still completely usable in reality. You do not use honey to eat in large amounts. You use it as a tool to keep your body from collapsing, and when everything starts to weaken, this may be the only thing you can still use immediately. 1. Tortilla. You can have a lot of food, but still not have a real meal. Not because you lack food, but because you have no way to combine it. Tortilla exists to solve exactly that problem. It is not the main item, but the base that allows everything else to work together. You can put anything on it: beans, meat, fish, or a bit of honey, and instantly have a complete meal. No cooking, no tools required. This is where many people prepare incorrectly. They have food, but no simple way to eat it every day. And when that happens, you will eat less. Even though you still have supplies, a pack of tortillas can last from a few weeks to a few months. Depending on the type, if stored dry, sealed, and away from moisture, it can last longer than you think. But once moisture gets in, the spoilage process begins from the inside, and you may not notice right away. A common mistake is letting tortillas be exposed to air or humid environments. They may not spoil immediately, but become soft, hard to eat, and lose their usefulness. The way to use it is simple: wrap your food and eat directly. No preparation, no cleaning, no noticeable traces. This is a major advantage when you need to keep everything simple. A small tip is to divide portions from the start, instead of opening the whole pack to avoid affecting everything at once when stored properly. You always have a stable base to combine everything else. Tortilla does not help you survive on its own, but it helps you turn what you have into a real meal, and in a prolonged situation, that is the difference between having food and actually being able to use it. If the power system collapses, you will not have much time to think or prepare. In the first 6 hours, things do not disappear gradually. They disappear very quickly. The familiar items you see every day will be taken off the shelves within hours. Not because they are rare, but because everyone needs them at the same time. In the next video, you will discover 12 foods that disappear from stores within the first 6 hours when the power system collapses. This is not a list of expensive or hard-to-find items, but everyday essentials that become critical when everything stops working. And there is one item on this list that almost everyone buys every week, yet it disappears the fastest before most people even realize it. Watch that video, because the issue is not whether you know what will happen, but whether you are prepared before it happens. When everything begins, you will not have time to choose, only time to use what you have already prepared.